Hey everybody, I'm Charlie Belcher coming to you from the Humane Society of Tampa Bay to talk about volunteers. They could not do it without volunteers, and it happens to be National Volunteer Week in this country. So what a great time to say a little word of thanks to the volunteers and maybe inspire other people to get up and volunteer. Liz McCoy is all about that because she's the volunteer manager at the Humane Society of Tampa Bay. And it's not an overstatement to say, I mean, it couldn't exist. The shelter, what you do here, it wouldn't happen without volunteers.
Absolutely not. We have about 100 people on staff here, but our volunteer corps represents about 45 full-time positions. They donate about 93,000 hours of volunteer support every year. So they're adding half again as much to our workforce in the volunteer support that they provide to us. So they really make it happen here.
This morning on Good Day Tampa Bay, you gave us a good examples of the different things that volunteers do. From I got to feed a little baby kitty, a 3-week-old kitty, and but feeding the itty bitty kitty and
That's all part of it.
That they have to do that. Somebody has to feed that cat every 2 hours overnight.
Somebody has to wake up every 2 hours, and we have plenty of people that are willing to do that for us. You know, they know that they're saving lives when they help foster for us, so it makes waking up every 2 hours a little easier knowing that you're doing that.
We also saw plenty of puppies, and we love seeing the puppies when they come to the Humane Society of Tampa Bay. But those puppies also need foster homes until they're old enough to be adopted, and then once you got to clean up their space, you got to move them, and somebody's got to play with them. That's all part of the volunteer effort here.
All part of the experience, absolutely. We have puppies that come in and kittens that come in, days old sometimes, and we need to get them, up to the age where we can spay and neuter them, and so that's where our foster parents come in. But then once they're here at the shelter, they need to be taken care of. We need to get them socialized and happy and exercised so that they present very well, so they can be adopted that much faster. Sure. Volunteers help us to actually do the adoptions. We do a lot of outreach events, so we have volunteers that go out there and spread the word about what we do in the community. So volunteers are really sort of in every aspect of what we do every day.
Well, and you mentioned spay and neutering, and we were over in the surgery suite, and I never even thought of this volunteer job, but people sitting with the dogs or cats as they come out of anesthesia after the spaying and neutering.
Absolutely. When a dog wakes up, the kitties do pretty well. We usually put them right back in their cages and they're fine. But the dogs in particular, sometimes they cry out, they can be disoriented, they get up and they're wobbly, and we don't want them to fall over and hurt themselves since they just had surgery. So we have volunteers there to hold on to them, and it can be a really unique experience where you're really bonding with an animal, where you maybe hold them for a half hour while they wake up, and it's a really sort of intimate way to interact with our animals.
Wait, if somebody really wants to get involved, you've inspired them now, they want to volunteer, what's the commitment to being a volunteer here?
We only ask for people to try to stick with us for about 6 months and do about 5 hours a month if they can. Obviously, we'd love to have them do more if they are so inclined, but if people just want to come once a month to help us out, that's also perfectly fine. We're happy for sort of any level of commitment that people are willing to make. We just want people to come and help us out.
Much like donations, every little bit helps.
You got it, bit by bit, bit by bit.
There you go, folks. If you were so inspired, stop by the Humane Society of Tampa Bay or the shelter in your county or nearest you and lend a hand. I can assure you they all need help. And that's one way to give back this National Volunteer Week and volunteer. Charlie Belcher, Fox 13 News.